All right, so welcome back to the stream. Today, we're going to do something a little different, but a little bit the same. So, we're going to build a VCV rack in Ableton. Sorry, in in VCV rack. We're going to build a uh, modular synth. So, we're going to apply the same principles that we used in Reactor to VCV to build out a basic patch that does just the basics, something like this, and just plays those basic notes. So let's start from scratch. Let's junk this and start from scratch. So I'm going to show you to do this. Okay, so this is what it looks like as a blank patch, like we had in Reactor. The same idea. We have our note in, our MIDI note in. That's what this stands for. Just trying to erase this. There we go. So now that's our MIDI note in. Uh, this is our VCA, which is our voltage controlled amplifier. And this is our audio out, so our audio out to the real world. Think of these as our two outports, just like we have in Reactor. We have two outports going out to the real world. And this one, in this case, it's a left and right port, just like in Reactor. We have our left and right ports going out to the real world. And we have our VCA, which is our amplifier and our volume. So we're going to start with that all the way down so we don't blow our eardrums out. And that's how I like to do it for my workflow. And we're going to we're going to right click and go into the rack area so we can select a module. So we're going to start off with building a rack, building an oscillator. We need several different parts. We're going to start with building out a synth, sorry. We need several different parts. So we're going to start with oscillators. So we're going to bring in our oscillators just like we do in Reactor, just bridging the gap. I'm going to duplicate our oscillator. So we have two of them. Then we're going to bring in some other components that we need. So we need a filter. We also need a mixer. So we can combine the signals and have no control, but I'm going to choose actually this mixer. Gives us control over our levels. We're going to go ahead and delete this module. There we go. We got a mixer. I think we got an oscillator, filter, mixer, amplifier. We have the basics of modular synthesis. So now I'm going to make sure that we are connected to our core MIDI. And I'm going to make sure also that we're connected to our core MIDI here. There we go. And now we're going to connect our wires. So let's start. We're going to start with our octave in for our both of our oscillators. They're going to go to our octave in. Then we're going to go to our mixer section first, because we're going to blend both of these oscillator signals into one sound. So we're going to choose our waveform. I'm going to choose a sine wave into our mixer channel slot 1. I'm going to choose a saw. No, let's choose a triangle into our slot 2. And you can see them both lighting up here as we go forward. Then we're going to go signal flow through our filter. So we're going to go out from that. Anything that's black around the edges is usually an out. And then anything that's see-through is in. Just as a rule of thumb, that's how it works. So we're going to go straight to our in of our VCF, which is our filter, voltage controlled filter. And then we're going to go to our amplifier, voltage controlled amplifier. We're going to go straight from there using our low pass filter into our amplifier. and we're going to go out from our amplifier into our left port. It's going to be a mono signal. So let's turn it up. Okay, so we have no sound. Let's see. Actually, we do have sound. I can just barely hear it. There we go. And there we go. We can see that we have sound because it is going through our ports. And you can hear it. So we can go through the frequencies. I'm going to bring it down just in volume just a little bit because we don't want to blow our eardrums. And you can see we can separate the oscillators. And we can separate them like this. And like that's it, like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off our VCA. Just turn down the volume so that we can't hear anything. And I want to be able to have control over these over time. And the only way you can control pitch over time is with an ADSR. So we're gonna add an envelope. So we're gonna go into our trusty tool bag and grab an ADSR. And we're going to grab one more tool. We're going to grab a scope. So we brought an ADSR and a scope. We're going to hook them both up. I'm just going to do the scope, the ADSR first. We're going to need a gate connection to create on-off signal. And then we're going to need to send the envelope out to the VCA. So that before the signal hits the VCA out, it hits our envelope, which has dynamic control over our sound. So let's try it out. Let's turn up the volume. And there we go. As I hit notes on my keyboard, you can see that we're getting sound. Great. So now I'm going to hook up our last component, which is our scope. And that's going to be hooked up to our VCA out. So we get signal from our VCA straight into our scope so we can visualize our waveform just like we did in Reactor. And there we go. Hopefully you learned something from this session about sound design. I do these lives daily. Be sure to tune in for the next live stream and let me know what you want to see in the comments in the next live stream. Peace out for now, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Keep sound designing, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.